Welcome to the part 2 of a real developer attempting vibe coding. If you watched part 1, you know that first time I tried that, it went incredibly wrong on all possible levels. And today we're gonna double down on that because why not? We're gonna take an app that we built last time. We're gonna try to add a real database to it, and we're gonna try publishing it somewhere so it can be used outside of my localhost. And maybe we're gonna add a couple more features, but it depends on how exhausted I'm gonna be today with AI. Like before, we're gonna use Loveable for the database because they supposedly trained their model to integrate with Supabase well. Curious how it's gonna work. And then we're gonna switch back to Cursor to make some small editing. Where are we gonna publish? I don't know, we're gonna see it in the video. And of course, I am not doing any coding. That's the rule. That drives me crazy. I'm not even looking at the code. Okay, I may have peeked at the code, but I'm not letting it drive my decisions. I'm just trying pure vibe coding. Let's get into it. Here's a project, just a quick reminder of what project is. When you add an item, it's added to the bottom of the list, and the items that are on top of the list are the items that are used last. So if I click on it, it moves to the bottom and I see the least recently used item on the top of my list. Last time, all we tried to do is to create this app and to add some nice gradient on the items. So the items that we need to work on right now will be brighter. We want to attach a real database to it because right now it's just using a local storage. Let's connect a database. It gives me an instruction, which is pretty cute. I already have a Supabase connected, and we're gonna connect a new project. We're gonna call it a rotating list. We have a project. Now let's connect it to the Loveable. If the project is connected and Loveable immediately responds, which is again great, props to that. At least I know that people behind the AI are actually doing their job very well. It's AI that I have questions to. I really want to look at the code. Let's check what happened in the database. We do not have any tables, and I want to see how AI is gonna manage that task. I want to store the lists and the items in the database. Can you create appropriate tables? And here it starts. Maybe it's because I made a typo. What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna refresh the page. Let me rephrase it, I guess. I feel like this is some kind of a Stockholm syndrome. I really hate working with AI, but I'm also super curious what it's gonna do. Okay, I'll create database tables for your lists and items. Okay, is it gonna manage? Is it gonna manage? So the free version of Loveable gives you around 5, I think, free prompts, which ideally would have been enough to connect the database, but since it just spits out errors, I had to get a paid version again. Let's look at the database itself. So we have lists table with ID, user ID, name, color index, created at and updated at. All right, I can live with that. And list items, which we have a list ID, which is a foreign key. Then we have a text, which, okay, I would call it a content because I don't like using the word text as a name of the column because it just corresponds with the type text that some databases are using. I didn't even ask for users. It was kind of a built-in assumption from the tool. Okay, let me check if commits are there. And yes, I can see that Loveable added a commit. Oh no, I'm not looking at the code. I'm not looking at the code. I'm so looking at the code right now. How can I make entertaining content out of this if it's just working today? Let's go further and publish it. We do have our project running at some of the 3rd level domain. Before we move on, let's first check if the data that I just entered exists in the database, because I had this before. When the connection went great, the tables were created, but the data was not there. The table is empty. Should I explain to AI that connecting the database is not successful if you don't save anything? This I never had to explain to a junior. My items are not saved in the database right now. On the other hand, I cannot talk to a junior like this. The conversation would have been like, Great work on connecting to the database. What do you think is the next step? After working with Copilot for a little bit, I am at least happy that Loveable and Cursor can read my code base, because Copilot seems to be forgetting the files that are actually opened right now, and it doesn't make for a good conversation. I am not surprised if it just did not add the function to save stuff to the database. Let me fix this with a more aggressive type assertion. I'm so curious about what it's doing. Perfect. Your app now saves lists and items to the Supabase database instead of local storage. However, you'll need to implement authentication first, since the tables have row-level security policies that require a logged-in user. Yeah, we're gonna ignore that for now. Let's see if the item is at least saved. Oh. That is actually quite nice, because it can access my logs and I cannot. Speaking about AI superiority, I guess. Okay, it really wants me to implement authentication. I did not plan for it, but then again, that's how programming projects work anyway, so we're just gonna do that. Are we going rich and use an OpenID, or are we just saving users and password? We're gonna let AI decide. Keep forgetting that this is the whole point of the video. I think if we're gonna have artificial general intelligence and robots will become conscious, I'm gonna be like in a first list of people to be killed because I'm making fun of them now. Oh well, that's worth it. I'll help you implement proper authentication using Supabase. Since you already have Supabase integrated, we'll use Supabase Auth. Okay, it's interesting. I didn't know they have it, so that is alright. It's creating an Auth page for me. I kind of prefer when AI tools or my developers, to be fair, when they ask questions before doing things. But we're just gonna think that AI is very eager to help. We're gonna go to Supabase and do that, because I really do not want to bother with email confirmation. We are gonna go to our actual publish website. We're gonna use our actual real user, and we're gonna see what's going on. And forgive me for opening the developer tools already, because I don't trust it. I was surprised. Okay, let's sign up. We're gonna sign up as Jane Doe at gmail.com. Oh, invalid credentials. But I clicked on sign up, right? Or didn't I? I don't remember. Let's check it again. Sign up. Sign in. Oh. Okay, that's a normal bug, I guess. Okay, so it does not take us back to the app, but it's okay. We're gonna add the grocery list. Okay, list added successfully. And we're gonna add mango. No, come on, we were doing so well. The sign-in worked, maybe not UI, but the backend worked, and creation of the list worked, but the item is not added. Invalid input syntax for type UUID. I think that the ID of the user generated is not the correct format. I wonder what the color index means. Why is it 0? It's like, this is the thing that makes me feel weird about the whole vibe coding thing. Like, I'm not used to seeing something in my pet project that was not created by me. Like at work, maybe, yes, but you know, it sucks the joy out of it. And now I'm like, what is a color index? What are we trying to send as UUID? It's not a user. Let's look at the payload. Oh my God, it's so easy to change in the code. Can I look at the code? Oh, that's what a color index is. I think this is one of the least maintainable solutions I can imagine. So what I want to see is a list item on submit. Handle add item. Okay, let me go there. Handle add item. Okay, ID is a date. This is a mistake that no actual developer would make. Setting an ID to a different, completely different type as the one that they created in a database 5 minutes ago is just not a thing. We can keep the context for longer than that. It's also funny how it uses date now and then 2 lines later it's new date. But I'm already looking at the code which violates my own rules, so I'm just gonna ask AI to fix it. I'm gonna do it in Cursor. We need a chat. Where is the chat? I have no clue. I feel like this is something we're gonna end up with later when we don't know how to get access to some AI tool and we have no AI tool to ask about it. Is that the future? List item. creation is causing an error because the database expects UID ID and the real ID is created from a date. Cursor doesn't know the context of the app except for what's in the code base, so let's see if it can find the place with an error. Okay, I need to investigate the list item creation error. Let me first examine the current code base. Alright, it did find the list item type definition very fast. I'm impressed. I can see the issue. Exclamation point. I love when AI have personality. Wow, do we have to do this? I am so confused. Okay, I remembered why I had the rule to not look at the code because it makes me confused. It actually went pretty funny. I asked Cursor to completely hard reset all of the changes and suddenly it understood what it has to do, which is interesting. So it's saying that the Supabase is handling the creation of IDs and what we have to do is remove the local generation of the ID. Okay, so let's look at the changes. The decision to not look at the code was right. I cannot handle what it's doing. I cannot handle how it changes everything in the code base instead of one little place that it's supposed to change. Even Cursor is not immune to that. But at least it did understand how to fix the problem without me even giving a prompt. So I guess it gets points for that. You can update our published website to see what's going on there. If I look defeated, I feel defeated. It's been an hour of working with AI and it feels worse than having a full work day of working with my actual human colleagues. Okay, we're going back to the website. We're still signed in. We still have our list. I'm afraid to click that button. Whew. It works. Oh my god, it works. Can we edit it? Oh my gosh, can we delete it? It works, guys, it works. It only took me an hour to connect the database and publish it, which is supposed to be seamless. So is AI making my work faster and more efficient? No. Is it good for my mental health? No. Is it teaching me something? Value of humans, maybe? I am being sarcastic, but it did build an app for me. Why is it taking so long? Is it normal for React? I don't know. You know what? Next time I'm gonna build an app with Kotlin, an actual backend app, and we're gonna criticize every line it produces because I tried vibe coding, I tried following the guidance of AI, and the only thing that I got from it is headache. So I'll see you in the next video of this series. Hopefully you feel more sane than I do right now, and yet again feel very secure about my job. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.